judges there are lunatics.
I like
Absolute lunatics. Think of the Johnny Depp, and I've talked about this a couple times. The Johnny Depp trial.
This is the first one you're talking about.
In England, the judge's final decision was this. I don't believe a woman would do this. Welcome back to Under Oath. Okay, what would I like to see in the news?
You told us all the stuff you hate about the news.
Yeah, I got a little preachy. I got a little upset because I feel stupid now. I feel like I'm buying into crap I shouldn't buy into.
Put TikTok
They're
down.
getting me. They're getting me.
I know they are.
And I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm just saying I should know better.
You should. You're a lawyer. You've heard
They're
BS.
scamming me.
Yes, they are.
And I'm sitting here and I'm buying into it. And I'm going, too many cat videos. What do I want to see in the news when I turn it on? How do I get the truth? Can I?
I've heard rumors. There's a place to get real news. And you tell me how true this is. But there's people who have told me, who I think they're much smarter than I am, that when they want to get objective news, they will watch the BBC News. Especially if it has to do with America. Which I find ironic just to even say that. So
it's hard for me because the BBC does all the royalty crap too.
They do.
So I can't buy that.
Gotcha.
They're more interested in what Harry's doing.
Well, I want to know what Harry's doing.
I don't care about Harry.
I really don't either. I don't care.
But that's their news. And they're also not allowed to say certain things because the English courts are a lot tougher. They don't have freedom of press.
They don't. They're not protected.
No.
So, I mean, if you say something, you better mean it.
It has to be dead on, and which means that they don't
mess
air
around.
a lot of things.
Okay, gotcha.
And not because they're not true, but because they're afraid.
Got it.
Like they can't talk badly about the monarchy.
I've heard.
I don't trust their court systems either.
Tell me why. And for people listening, why?
Because they don't have the same rights we do.
Got it.
The same freedoms, same this. Judges there are lunatics.
I like
Absolute lunatics. Think of the Johnny Depp, and I've talked about this a couple times. The Johnny Depp trial.
This is the first one you're talking about.
In England, the judge's final decision was this. I don't believe a woman would do this. Not this woman.
But a woman.
Any woman.
Wow.
I have so much respect for women, I'm not going to believe this girl took a dookie in the bed. We know she dootied in the bed.
Yeah.
And we know other women have dootied in the bed.
So just because he didn't want to believe a woman could do that, he's
in
like,
his
no.
Heart
His heart
didn't
of hearts.
believe women could do this, not this woman.
In his heart and his white wig.
So he might as well have not even heard the evidence.
No, he didn't.
He didn't care. He said, listen, I believe this. And that's why we don't trust English courts.
Got it.
That's why we broke away. Because this craziness could, at least the judges here have to pretend
that they care.
When I say pretend, meaning they find the case law, they work around it, they don't say anything stupid.
No.
Like this absolute moron did in England. And you know what happened in England? Nobody cared.
No.
Because they're used to it.
Really?
Yeah, I got a degree in comparative law. No. We have the best law.
Got it.
When I say you think it doesn't work here, go somewhere else. It's the best here. We base it on years of case law. We base it on prima facie requirements, means there are factors that have to be satisfied. But we still have the weaknesses of judges and juries.
We know it's not a perfect system, but it's still the best.
It's the best out there. Are things taken advantage of? Of course they are.
Yeah.
You know, juries, things like this.
Corruption.
Anytime you give somebody $500 million in damages because their feelings were hurt. But a guy can lose a leg and not get the same amount.
See, that's crazy talk.
Yeah. But that's the world we live in. And depending on where you take a case, we'll decide where that goes. But my news, I think we have to have a committee. I think you put 5 of us out there.
Okay.
And we look at the facts and we vote. We vote on what we're putting on. But you need a group of people who can look at things from a honest point of view, even if they're skewed. It's kind of like there's a set of rules out there. And when we're going to do it, we're going to say, now, let me tell you how a story is written now. I have an idea. I'm a journalist. I'm Bob from, let's say, JuBBBBD, whatever.
Hey, Bob from JuBBB.
I have an idea for a story. It's going to be on how men are emasculated at 7-Elevens. That's my idea.
Okay.
Now I got to find evidence to support my claim.
I was going to say, you have to prove
I already came up with what I want to write. Now I have to find a witness. Okay, so I find some guy who says he was treated badly in a 7-Eleven.
My feelings were hurt.
Then I get an expert who talks about feelings and how easily somebody's feelings could be hurt. Then I get a lawyer to testify why this is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I put my story together.
Gotcha.
I didn't put my story together because one guy got hurt and blah, 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 blah.
No.
I had an idea for a story and I ran with it to get evidence to support my idea.
Your idea, yes.
Okay. Now, imagine a network is owned. Let's say, like, for example, Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Fox is owned by a particular human being.
I've heard of it.
CNN is owned by a particular human being.
Yes.
So what happens is both these networks have people at the top who go, this is important to us, and these are the stories we want to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have to believe me. There was a certain newspaper, and I won't say which one. I was sitting at the table, and I recognized the journalists.
Okay.
And they were talking about the stories they plan to run for the next 6 months.
Right there at the table.
They go, we're not going to run. These aren't interesting anymore. We're only going to do this, this, and this.
Oh, okay.
So they had already decided what type of stories they wanted to write for the next 6 months to a year. They were planning the year. Not the day.
The year.
The year.
How would they possibly know?
Because those are the stories they plan to go after. Do we watch the news anymore?
Yes. Oh, yes. Because I've seen the ratings for Fox. Yes.
Yeah, but no, should we?
How else are you going to get your information then? You're going to rely on what? Social media, like people do, which is wrong. You're not going to read a newspaper. You're not going to take the time to read anything. So how do you get your information about the world and its affairs if you don't watch the news?
Mind your business.
Damn. But how else are we going to get involved?
We don't.
You really?
Think about every time we get involved. Have we helped?
Our intentions are good?
No.
All right.
Our intentions aren't good.
Okay. It's
think this way. We've sent
self-preservation.
We've
our
sent
own interests.
Most of the money we send to other countries is to send weapons over there.
Yes.
So why do we send weapons? Because these companies that manufacture the weapons are U.S. companies that make money.
And we send money. We send guns to places who have our similar interests.
How much weaponry and supplies did we leave in Afghanistan?
That's what I wanted to bring
Billions.
up. We leave vehicles. People don't know this.
Yeah.
We leave vehicles. We leave guns ammunition, all kinds of things. We don't take it back. Guys, it's like having it's like going camping and leaving everything you brought with you there. Yeah.
Every life that got lost in Afghanistan over a 20-year period was for what? Nothing. We changed nothing. We've empowered terrorists. We've given supplies and buildings and structure to people who didn't have them, that we don't want to have them. What if we just did nothing? I mean, we could, let's say we were going to do just, let's say we're going to help you feed your people. We're going to help build wells.
Sounds noble.
But outside of that, we're not going to do military aid. We're not going to get involved in your wars. We're staying out of it.
Allow me to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Okay. There's certain places that we occupy overseas, certain things that we do just to keep certain things in check, correct? Because if we pull out or we're not there, certain things would happen.
But do we do it to protect the corporations that are doing businesses in that area that are our friends?
Our personal interests.
Like, what do we do for like Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
So that Coca-Cola's factory doesn't get taken over in Korea or something. I mean, are we helping out businesses here? Or are we really helping out the people? So I don't really know. I think...
Can they go hand in hand, or you say no?
Think about the Middle East. Why are we in Israel? We're not in Israel because we care about the Israelis.
No.
We have no... In fact, most of the people who say they're pro-Israel hate the Jews. They hate the people. They hate everything. But it's the only democracy there. And they know if Israel is the only place that it's our only ally there. They're going, oh, well, Saudis aren't our allies.
No.
You know, they're competitors. They're the reasons why our oil prices are through the roof. You know, then you got the Iranians and you got the Egyptians and you have all these people who they're not our enemies, but they're not really our allies.
No, not our best friends.
So we look at Israel as the only true ally we have in that area. So that's why it's there.
But let me ask you this then. You were in the military. You know how this works, though.
I spent 6 months there.
So you pull America out of all those different territories. What do those people in those territories do? Who holds them in check at that point? Because you know it's not going to be good. You know that.
Listen, I'm going to say it.
Say it.
And here's the way this works. Whether we agree or not, survival of the fittest.
True Darwinism.
And think about it this way. We already do that. When we're controlling what we do in these countries, we are the fittest. So we're pushing our beliefs onto these people.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And it blows up in our face so many times.
Yeah.
And what happens is these people are upset at us because of our involvement in these other countries. We really need to pay attention to what we're doing.
Okay.
You know, humanitarian aid is fantastic.
Should there be a cap? Because we're sending billions, correct, to the Ukraine.
Until we can take care of our own citizens.
There you go.
And this isn't being prejudiced, but we have cities of many different colors of people who are starving.
Yes.
We're not educating them. We're not taking care of it. We have huge homeless. We have drug issues. I mean, look at the fentanyl issue in this country.
Yeah.
We need to take that $50 billion and put it into fixing the problems we have here. Just so you all know, if any dumbass on the planet doesn't understand the reason we're helping out the Ukraine is because of the mineral rights, then you need to pull your head out of your ass.
Chips. It's all about chips.
It's about chips.
Chips.
Do me a favor. Look at mineral rights in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And the two biggest areas for chips come out of the Ukraine and China.
And we ain't talking Lay's.
And the last thing we want is for Russia
to control
that. This has nothing to do with us liking the Ukrainian people.
Not at all.
All right. So just be honest. Ask yourself, if this was like Nigeria, would we be sending $50 billion to Nigeria?
Nope.
Not a dime.
Nope.
So pay attention to what you're looking at. Don't get snowed. And let's just get our news off TikTok from now on.
Oh God. No.
Even though it's owned by the Chinese.
Don't do that.
Even though it's owned by the Chinese.
He's joking.
Kidding. The Taiwanese. I'm sorry.